right now, here's some great tips on keeping your car in tip-top shape, especially if you are going to be hitting the long road.
South Africans love road trips. If you're keen to save time, money and hassle, make basic car care part of your pre-journey planning.
Whether you're going on a long trip, a short trip in an old car, a brand new car, if you're about to hit the open road, it is essential that you're in control and the vehicle that you're driving is completely safe. Bertus is back to help us prepare to stay in control when we hit the open road. Bertus, what do we have to take into account before taking a road trip, before heading out on what should be an enjoyable holiday?
I'm glad you mentioned old and new vehicles. We've chosen a new vehicle purely because a new vehicle can break down as well, and things can change over a week period with driving it to work and back, and you always need to inspect even a new vehicle to make sure that it's safe to go onto our roads. We're going to start today with the tyres, the most commonly thing checked on a vehicle. So let's move to the front and let me start with a safety check. So Graham, normally we only look at the depth of the thread on the tyre to see whether it's in a good condition. But what's very important is the sidewall on the vehicle itself, on the tyre. If there's any damage to the sidewall, you need to replace it to prevent a burst out or a failure next to the road that could cause you just standing next to the road or ultimately result in an accident. Something to remember on tyres as well, always maintain the right tyre pressures according to the manufacturer's specification. The next one is the windscreen. Very important to make sure that the windscreen has got no cracks or fractures on it to ensure that you've got a clear vision on where you're going. The other most overlooked component is the wiper blades. Change these wiper blades at least every 6 months to ensure that you've got that clear vision when you encounter a rainy situation.
I suppose it's the one component that you only realize it's not working when you desperately need it, i.e. when it's raining.
Yeah, especially if at night time you won't be able to see oncoming traffic or even pedestrians next to the road.
Another important feature to check before you set out is the spare wheel. If you encounter a flat wheel next to the road, it's important that the spare is in good working condition and that it has the correct air pressure. Also, make sure you have everything else you might need, including a jack and your car's instruction manual. It's a hassle to be stuck without a spare, so do be prepared.
So this is a full-size wheel and definitely in a good condition. It's never been used. The tyre pressure has been checked. It's within the manufacturer's specification. And we've seen that all the components to change that faulty wheel is in the vehicle. The jack, the correct wheel spanner, and I see there's a triangle in here as well, Graham, especially to be visible to oncoming traffic or traffic even coming from the rear, so they can see that there's a vehicle stuck next to the road.
Right, watch those fingers.
And now going over to the trailer. Very important to hook up the trailer correctly, making sure that it's nice and tight onto the tow bar itself. Something to remember on the trailer as well is also the tyres, the condition of the tyres. Something that the majority of people forget is the wheel spanner for the trailer itself, because it's sometimes not the same size as the vehicle that we're using, and also a jack to be able to actually jack that trailer up to ensure that we can change that wheel if we encounter a flat wheel.
I notice it's also got its own registration on the trailer itself.
Yes, by law it's seen as a complete vehicle. Although you actually tow it with you, it's another vehicle that needs to be registered roadworthy on the public roads as well. And talking about that, after we've hooked up and seen that the license, everything is in place, we must ensure that the lights, the flickers, the stop lights and the park lights are actually in working condition when towing this trailer.
Let's run through the checklist again. Check the tyres, including the pressure, the thread and the sides. Make sure the windscreen has no cracks and that the wipers are in good working condition. Ensure that the spare tyre is ready for action, should you need it, with a triangle so you'll be visible to oncoming traffic. Also check all lights, front and rear. Finally, obey the rules of the road, make rest stops and have a safe journey.
Just some simple tips that all of us can follow before hitting the open road. Take that extra time to ensure that you and other road users are safe, and just keep a level head out there. Make sure you get to your destination and home safely. You can also check out more awesome tips and great information on Ferodo.com. Join the community following Ferodo on Twitter and Facebook. Well, I think we are ready to hit the open road, sir.
Let's
do
go.
it.
You're in control with Ferodo.